My name is Isabella Ray. I'm Head of Policy and Research with Dochas Self-Help Africa. Our group is the Livelihoods Food and Nutrition Security Working Group, and it brings together in a very dynamic platform expertise in technical areas and policy areas relating to issues of livelihoods, food security and nutrition. And what we do is we share learning, but also we try to discuss and debate different solutions in the areas above, and to try and determine what is it that characterises good practice in those areas, so that we can inform both the design, the learning for our programmes overseas, but also policy debates in Ireland and abroad. In 2015, we reached out to other actors outside the group itself to try and get a broader engagement on priority issues that we had identified for the year. And we did a couple of really interesting things. One, we put together a consultation paper on climate smart agriculture. That's this document here, which we launched at the Institute for International and European Affairs in May 2015, and we got a very good audience and engagement for it. The other piece we did was in collaboration with Irish Aid and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN, and we did a dialogue. We hosted a dialogue on social protection on the occasion of World Food Day, in the afternoon of World Food Day. And the third piece is we had a very good discussion and technical exchange in the area of soil health for human nutrition. So trying to further bridge the gap between the nutrition community and experiences and the agriculture side of things. For 2016, we would like to reflect on issues pertaining to the new Global Development Agenda that was adopted at the end of last year, and the Sustainable Development Goals. We know that issues of agricultural development, food and nutrition are very strongly represented throughout the new agenda. In particular, topics we would like to focus on are those of nutrition and markets, resilience, and to focus the attention as well on research for development, and so to try and bring a little bit more knowledge and exchanges in the areas of research and technical innovation for livelihoods, food security and nutrition.
My name is Anne-Marie McCarthy. I work with Concern. I'm a member of the Dochas Humanitarian Working Group, and this year Concern is chairing the working group. Things that the working group has been focused on in 2015, and which has also led into 2016, has been the impact of the Syrian refugee crisis. We haven't actually focused a lot on that as a working group. A lot of the agencies have been involved with the domestic charities, and more as an advocacy focus. That would be where that issue has been taken up. Since the start of 2015, the Humanitarian Aid Working Group has been involved in the discussions around the Irish consultative process for the World Humanitarian Summit. So that summit will take place in May this year in Istanbul, and a lot of the agencies have come together. So we've produced this document, which is basically highlighting all of the commitments under the 23 actions that were agreed at the consultative process in July last year, where the President gave a very moving speech on the humanitarian context in the world today. So all of the agencies have come together and made commitments. They've made commitments, and you can see it very nicely colour-coded here. So each of the agencies have come together and made commitments for actions that they will carry out up until the end of this year. The working group is a place where we can come together, where we can share ideas and we can learn and we can see what other agencies are doing and how we can work better together. And I guess it's also a place where we, there's a certain level of camaraderie among the different agencies. So it is a very nice place where we can come together. Sorry, that's more than 3 words, but there is a lot to say, and I think it is a very good platform where we can basically work better together. And when we know the agencies more, it's easier to say when we have to work in the field together. So I think it works better when we're starting better together in Ireland, yeah.
My name is Jacinta Whelan. I'm from a partnership with Africa, APA, and I'm the chair of the Dochas HIV and AIDS Working Group. And we have members from Concern, Oxfam, Trócaire, Mission Cara and the Centre for Global Health, as well as associate members. And we meet 4 or 5 times a year, and we are focused on engaging the Irish development NGO sector in working on HIV and AIDS and actively participating in learning in that sector. Some of our achievements in 2015 were that in November we participated in the DSAI conference, where we took some learnings that we had from our event in April, which was a joint event with the Humanitarian Working Group, where we discussed the lessons we could learn from the HIV crisis that could be also applied to the Ebola crisis. Also in November we had a meeting with representatives from UNAIDS, where we discussed their new strategic plan and some of the barriers that are faced with rolling out that plan and achieving the goals for 2020, which are 90-90-90. 90% of people living with HIV know their status, 90% of those who know their status are on ART, and 90% of those who are on ART have reduced viral load. In December then we started to work on a new audit. We've produced 4 of these in the past, and this is the 2015 audit of the Irish development NGOs and their response to the HIV and AIDS issue. And this is currently in draft form and will be published soon. Another key event during 2015 is, as always, we marked World AIDS Day with an event where we looked at the HIV response post-2015. So 3 words that would sum up then the group are active, hardworking and committed. If you'd like to join our group, we're always looking for new members, so please call us, let us know. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ivana Craig. I'm the chair of the Development Education Group. I'm the Schools Programme Coordinator with Concern Worldwide. Our Development Education Group is made up of the members of Dochas who have a DevEd programme, and also a number of other associate members who work in the youth and education sectors. Our aim is to strengthen development education both within the membership of Dochas and in the wider education sector in Ireland. Our main achievement in 2015 was writing a submission for the GENE review. So the GENE review was a peer review of the Irish development education sector, and it's going to feed into Irish Aid's next development education strategy, so it's very important for the sector as a whole. One of the things that we're very excited about is making sure that the Sustainable Development Goals have a strong champion among the development sector organisations that are part of Dochas and among the wider development education groups that we work with.
Hi, my name is Carol Casey. I am the Head of Individual Giving and Marketing with Sightsavers in Ireland. I want to tell you a bit today about the Disability and International Development Working Group. The aim of this working group is to secure disability inclusive development. We believe in a world where all people have equal access to employment, healthcare, education, and the ability to participate equally in society. Our member organisations have been working tirelessly over the last number of years. In fact, the group has been in existence for well over a decade, and we've been working to promote the rights and the inclusion of people with disabilities. There's been many achievements in that time, and 2015 was no different. But the highlight of 2015 has to have been the adoption of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that specifically included people with disabilities. This was the first time that people with disabilities were included in international development goals, and it was a huge achievement. What it means is that no goal will be achieved unless it's achieved for all, that no one will be left behind, including the nearly 800 million people living with disabilities. We're really excited about that. So 2016 is going to be an exciting year. It's a very hopeful year, and our group is committed to and determined to make a solid and a very practical contribution to turning this momentous global commitment into a reality.